Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of October 19th. So, I want to start this forecast with a little spirit message that I received this week that I want to pass along to you. And the message was love pays the bills. And I received this message and I said, my Capricorn self was like, that's very poetic, but I don't know. How does love pay the bills? And so the message was, when I asked that question, was that in our heart we have a series of, let's say, codes that are kind of like on a little, I saw them on a little scroll. And when we love, when we activate the energy of love, which we'll talk about what that looks like in a minute, but when we activate love and the energy of love, these little codes are released into our body, into our energetic body. And these codes can bring inspiration, the right ideas, the right next step, the right feelings, emotions, being in the right place at the right time, living in our highest purpose. These codes help to unlock that pathway for us and stimulate and bring about ideas, actions, energies, emotions, everything we need to get onto that path. And when we're on that path, we're in our worth. We're living our truth. We're coming from a place of authenticity. And when you're doing that, you become a magnet to money. You become a magnet to attract the right amount of money to get what you want, to get what you need, to move through your life, to fulfill your highest purpose, highest power. So that was a message I received. I'm passing it along to you. Take it in, leave what doesn't resonate, take what resonates. But I was shown this little scroll in our hearts. And when we love, when we activate the energy of love, it starts to unravel and releases that energetic code or frequency that allows us to get on that path of highest destiny and be in our worth. So, sharing that with you guys this week. And what does it mean to be in a state of love? I've been marinating on that idea a lot this week too. I think we have, this idea of love being romantic. We all hear about self-love, but it feels bigger than that too. It feels like it's an energy, an energetic force that can be activated through loving people around us, through loving ourselves, through holding ourselves in compassion. But I also feel it goes deeper than that. And I don't even really have the words. But we think about the energy of love and the movies it's created, the songs it's created, the emotions, the poetry, the connections. So many beautiful things and painful things as well can stem from this emotion. So, really feeling into, maybe I'll put the question back to you, what does it mean to you to be in a state of love, activating that heart chakra field, activating that feeling of love? So, something to think about as we move through this week. Now, moving into the astrology on the 21st, we have the Libra new moon. This Libra new moon brings the official end to eclipse season. So we are now pretty much out of that range of eclipse energy. So this week, being the last week up until the eclipse season, or the week that we just had, I should say, you may have still experienced some of the eclipse energy, some surprising information. A new pathway might have opened, an ending may have taken place. Something may have shifted and rattled your life and put you in a new direction. The last eclipse we had was a solar eclipse, and generally, solar eclipses open up a pathway for us. And the eclipse we had before that was a blood moon eclipse, and blood moon eclipses generally clear a pathway or clear stuff for us so that pathway can open. So maybe that resonates with you over the last month and a bit. Maybe that is what you've really been dealing with: endings, potential new beginnings that are coming from those endings, having something in your life turned upside down, but making the way forward for you to have a new beginning, a new experience, even just a new awareness. Sometimes eclipses are loud and obvious in our lives, and then other times they're really subtle, and it's just a subtle shift in our awareness. I'd love to hear how these eclipses have been influencing you. Did you have a loud event, or was it more subtle? I'd be curious to know where you guys are all at with that. So this new moon, this Libra new moon, is a nice welcome out of eclipse season. It brings a new lunar cycle. I will say, when I was looking at this new moon, and I wrote your forecast, it's up on foreverconscious.com. When I was looking at this new moon, there were so many planets activated, too many to even write about. So when I see that, typically when I see that under a new moon, or even a full moon, it can bring a little wild card energy. There's so much going on. It can feel a little overwhelming. We can feel scattered, and it's a little bit of a wild card. We don't know how this new moon is going to land for us. So this week, especially as we start this week leading up to the new moon, and then of course after the new moon as well for a few days, we may just be feeling a little overwhelmed. We may be feeling scattered. We may be feeling pushed and pulled in many directions. We may be just feeling that wild card energy influencing us throughout the day, influencing us throughout the hours of the day, even. So there just is this sort of wild card energy at play under this new moon. This new moon also has a beautiful energy. So when I was looking at the planets and I was saying, okay, which one is calling to me? There's so many planets activated. My attention really drew to Eris and Chiron. So Eris is the goddess of discord and strife, but don't let that name scare you. She is a fearless goddess. She is standing up towards the patriarchy, towards establishment that keeps us small, little, controlled. She wants to be, she's super authentic. She's authentic to herself. And whenever she is active in the sky, I always think of that. I always think of Eris and I think of authenticity. How can we get to a new level of authenticity? And sometimes, in order to get to that new level of authenticity, we have to be a little rebellious. And now, rebellious doesn't necessarily mean breaking the rules or breaking the law. I actually feel like it's more about letting go of some of the habits that we have cultivated, being rebellious to some of the ideas and habits and ways of being that we have aligned with. Not necessarily like I want you to go out there and rob a bank. I'm not saying that. I mean, not that rebellion. Rebellion against the things that have kept us small, kept us stuck out of our authenticity, kept us in a limited mindset. And very often it's breaking free, being rebellious towards our own habits, patterns, and our own type of status quo. And that's what I think of when I see Eris. And then Chiron and Eris are dancing together, and Chiron is our wounded healer. So I really think there is potential for a lot of healing under this new moon as well. Maybe when we are in our authentic truth, when we do sometimes have to break a few rules or disappoint a few people to be in our authentic truth, there is a healing that takes place. And so that is the planetary energy that I feel is most active and most dominant under this Libra new moon, even though we do have a lot of other planets active as well. This is just where intuitively I was drawn to. So I don't really know what we do with that other than just let it sit and see how it might come up for you in this week when you're dealing with something struggling, when you're dealing with something important, maybe that's come up, or a pathway has opened and you're like, what do I do? Come back to this idea of authenticity and then tying that into the spirit message I received. How can we come back to love, this idea of love and what love means to us and how we can sit in love, be love, radiate love? Oh, you know what? There was one other part of that message I forgot to share, and it's probably like the most important part in a way. So when we are sitting in our love and we're activating these codes, the people around us have an easier time to unlock their own codes too. That was the other part of the message. So when I'm sitting in love and there are people around me or even you watching this, it's easier for you to unlock those codes yourself. And it kind of is a snowball effect like that. When you do it, it's easier for the people near you. It's easier for those, and then so on and so on. I can't believe I forgot to add that. So hopefully you watched all the way to the end so you can capture that last bit of spirit message. Okay. I normally pull a card from my deck, the Cosmic Astrology Oracle. and this becomes sort of our guiding card for the week, but I'm not feeling it this week. If you want to get this deck, it's beautiful. I love it. I made it. It helps you tap into your intuition, also learn astrology. I do recommend it. It's on Etsy, but today I really wanted to instead get a message for the soul from my book, which I wrote ages ago. I'm not even trying to sell it. I mean, you should buy it. It's a nice book, but I just really wanted to pull something from this book today. So let's see. It's a guiding kind of affirmation message for our soul for our week ahead. The rustling of the leaves of a tree is not just the wind, it is the wind whispering secrets to the trees that laugh and respond in turn. The whole earth is alive with wisdom. Only when you silence your mind can you join back in the rhythm. That's an interesting message. The whole earth is alive with wisdom. There's an affirmation, and I will read it in a second, but I kind of feel like this links back to this poetic idea in a way of, love paying the bills, even though we know that's not literal. Well, maybe it is literal. I don't know. It's a little indirect, right? It is this wisdom that we can acquire on our life path here that makes our life a little easier, brings a little more meaning. So this is the affirmation for the week. And if you want, you can close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, breathe it in. As I still my mind, the wisdom of my soul emerges. As I open my eyes, my heart opens its door, and I am one with the universe. Wow, well, this really just sort of, to me, supports that channeled message that I received this week, and kind of harmonizes with that. And then we have this new moon asking us to step into our authenticity, telling us that when we do, we receive healing. It's a new pathway, it's a new door opening for us. We're out of the eclipse shadows. I think it'll be a good week. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you feel a little inspiration for your week ahead. If you want more, check out the new moon forecast at foreverconscious.com. I go into more of the astrology. And then if you want a ritual to help bring you into a state of balance under all this wild card energy, that ritual is up for you at foreverconscious.com. As always, these reports, the astrology, and the rituals are all free. They're all up there for you to access and make your own. So I hope you found that helpful. I am Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. I'll see you all next week.